They're on their own wildflowers. They're coming to you every Wednesday night. And it's gonna be as wild as it can be, with no apology. And you're gonna love the show. They're on their own wildflowers. Wednesday night on Facebook. They'll be talking, laughing, shouting, and shaking their fists. Bonnie and Mandy. Make sure you're always watching, or you could miss it if they ever kiss. Those two wildflowers did what they had to do, and now they're free. And it's gonna be as wild as it can be, with no apology. Bonnie, Scalisi, and Mandy Jones. Wildflowers. Wildflowers.
Welcome. You're looking live at the Wildflowers. I'm Mandy Jones, and next to me, as always, is the beautiful.
Hi, Bonnie Scalisi. How are you, everyone?
We are really psyched because it's the 60th episode of this show.
60.
60th episode. 60th
60, 60.
episode of the Wildflowers, but we've done another show, Three's Company radio show before this, which we did 62 episodes
Yep,
of.
62.
62. So we like the number 62, around 62. Like we said, we have another big surprise for you guys.
Yeah.
You got to stay tuned, though.
You got to stay tuned, and we will announce we'll announce it towards the end of the show. And so we were reminiscing about all of the different people. You notice we don't have a guest on tonight. We did that on purpose because we're kind of going back to our roots of the quarantine, where we had done a bunch of episodes and had some amazing guests on our first station, and then the whole world shut down, but Mandy and I kept going for, I believe, 21 episodes. Let me take a look.
And
21 episodes where we were just upstairs in your room, and you just gotten the podcast equipment.
Yep.
And we weren't allowed to broadcast because of the pandemic. We couldn't go to the station. So Mandy, being, what's the word, ingenu?
Yeah, my husband's ingenuitive.
Yes.
Right? Ingenuity. He showed ingenuity.
And you created all your equipment, and it was really...
honestly, it was a team effort because, honestly, Bonnie, I'm not... I love Bill Burr. He's a very funny, hilarious comedian, and he could just go on a podcast and rant by himself. I would not be able to sit at a table and just go, oh, yeah, so anyway, you need somebody to talk to. So Bonnie showing up made the show possible, you know what I mean? And, like, making it so much fun to come back and keep doing. Even though we didn't have guests, we started doing topics, and that's when we started doing.
I have the topics written down.
Yeah, you have it in front of you, because the one that I printed for myself just to guide myself only has the name of the guest.
Oh, I have the topics. Some of the topics we talked about were little known facts, embarrassing tales, scary stories, tales from the lost, gross stories. Bringing back smiles, things my parents told me, and things that I've been in trouble. Dirty jobs, zany animal tales, travel tales, teacher tales. I mean, we had like I could keep going. Yeah. Empowered women tales, you know, a whole bunch of different things.
And then we did men too. That was fun. I was talking about, you know, both people in like Hollywood and people in our families that have inspired us. We just had my mom saying hello, hi mom, hey Justin McDonald. Jim Ray, heard a rumor to celebrate. You two are going to kiss Curdy Whore.
Jim's like a broken record.
I know. Well, Jim did
Jim was part of the whole first part
of episodes of Three's Company radio show with us. We had so many. So that started May 15th, 2019.
I love how Mandy keeps the dates and everything. Like,
because I would never remember.
Mandy made this beautiful binder for me.
Oh, that's the TV guide.
And then she printed like every single episode that we were on, the date, who hosted it, who the different guests were, And, and then of course the viewers, we always included the viewers all throughout our show. And
Yes.
we want to say thank you to all the viewers, Bill Hansen, Chris Smith, Justin McDonald, as you said, Robin DeVito, Janelle Jones.
Yeah, you got it right.
Janelle comes to my mic, so I know Janelle.
No, Janelle, that's my sister's Janelle.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm
now,
mixing
but
her up
now
with-
you know how to say Janelle because you know another Janelle.
Yes, I know a different Janelle. Okay, so it's a different Janelle. Nancy Weems, of course, David Lange. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And we were just going to talk about, yes, Robin says that Mandy is super organized. She definitely is. And I am the opposite. So we say opposites attract.
There's no way that you're not a little bit organized because, first of all, you always have notes when you show up. Whenever we have a topic or we're doing anything, Bonnie comes with notes. You are always, you ran kindergartners for 32 years. a retired kindergarten teacher. There's no way you were disorganized or you had to have
Well, I'm responsible. And I put
okay,
effort
so
in.
responsible and organized are different. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
I guess there's
a good thing to
you're more organized in the typing and the
right on paper,
the presentation and
they don't know me.
But we had Nancy's saying thank you. But when we did those quarantine episodes, we really felt like a lot of the podcasts had shut down, and we felt like it was also it was a lot for us. We enjoyed doing it because comedy was no one was performing comedy in any clubs, so everything was closed, and a lot of the podcasts were shut down except for some Zoom things.
Oh yeah.
And so we did it for ourselves, but also we loved including all of the people.
Oh, it was great. And to see these people, I mean, my mom's always watching. Jim Raya, who started with us, who could, is always still sharing the show and jumping on here and commenting. Nancy Weems is always here whenever, I saw that she shared your promo.
Yes.
It's just that's how this stuff works. And we met so many people through the podcasting. You've fallen to a lot of people through comedy, but we met a bunch of civilians.
Absolutely.
Robin DeVito, David Lange, these people are awesome human beings who we've actually met in real life. Nancy Weems, I'm sure you're awesome. You're just a couple of 100 miles away. But yeah, no, it's been such a wild, fun ride. And I was honestly looking at Three's Company radio show. We used to do, so it was Bonnie, Jim, and myself, the three of us hosting. So 3 hosts, and then we had 2 hot seats. Mm-hmm. So we would have 2 guests per episode. So each person I would a 20-minute or a 25-minute segment. So I didn't even remember that we had all these people.
Oh yeah, I highlighted it in red so we could, and the funny thing is that some of these people I don't even talk to anymore. But like you said, that some people you introduced me to that, just the other day. Actually through comedy, Terry McNeely had us in a show, and then you had Janine Ganafo. Am I pronouncing her name right?
Jeannie.
And I actually just she works as a veterinary assistant, and her friend Juan went to school with my daughter, and with this whole episode with my cat, where my cat was going through a really hard time, he came in the middle of the night and took my cat
to
the vet's office, got permission from the vet's office because it was closed, to do blood work on the cat.
Aww.
And he's like, I know Janine. And she's like, yeah, I know Juan. They love each other. And it's just it's such a small world with connections.
Right.
Who knew?
Exactly.
And Bruno is tuning in. Hi, Bruno. Harry Flagdrop, how are you? He's saying good evening. Hi, good evening to you. This is our 60th episode for those of you who are tuning in, and we are talking about the wild ride we've had. 60th episode of the Wildflowers, 62 episodes from Three's Company radio show, which was what we did before Wildflowers. And I'm going to start off with saying some of the guests, and if you want to chime in, feel free to stop me. So our very first guest was Dan Romano, and he had with Jim Raya, provided Officer Luna and Officer Natalie, which were really strippers. So that's how we started the very first episode.
Yeah, so we were very, very serious, and then they came in. No, we had a really good time. I actually wanted to ask you. You were at Dan Romano's on what, Monday? You did a podcast over there?
Yes, on Monday.
How was that?
It was interesting. I know that studio. I've been there before for a mic,
Right.
so it's not like it was a surprise. And Teresa Farrell's show was on right before that.
Oh, so you ran into her?
I ran into her.
Great.
And Dan has a lot of people on his show.
Yeah.
So the girl that I had headlined the show that I was in Governor's Little Room on Saturday night, she was one of his guests.
Oh, awesome.
And I had no idea she was going to be there.
Okay.
So she went on first, and then me and Key went on after. And it turns out that Key has some personal issues, and the show has to be canceled this Sunday.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we have to,
Sorry to
we'll
hear that,
reschedule
Kate.
it in January.
Oh, all right.
But yeah,
Maybe.
so then the next guest we had was Vinnie Mara, who I know you performed with just recently. I haven't seen him in a while.
Yes.
How's-
He
how is
does.
he doing?
He's still doing his striptease act.
Oh man, I like that.
He talks about banging clothes off somebody.
Oh yeah, unbuttoning stuff.
He's unbuttoning his shirt and he's like, bam! Like I don't know what to call the I'm forgetting what they call that style of comedy. The performance.
The
style.
striptease.
The striptease style of comedy, and then his current ex, but girlfriend at the time,
Alexandra
was
Calabro, the violinist.
is a very
Classic.
classic violinist.
Yep.
So she actually played the violin for our very silly show. She actually played the violin.
He actually was the only one who did stand up on our show, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
we were going to do that as a weekly thing.
Yes,
and then
yeah.
just the way the camera was angled, I don't know, it didn't work
Yeah,
out.
it was like getting a camera right at your pelvis, which
Yeah.
worked for his act.
It worked for Vinny's act. Yes.
But it's just Lou Pratt's "We Love You." I think.
Hey, Lou.
Lou, we definitely had you on Three's Company radio show, right?
No, we had him on Wildflowers because I actually
Shame
just
on
went through the
fucking
list.
Me.
Then we had Heather Learman, and Kathy Arnold was our guest host.
So we had Heather Learman back here
She-
too,
right,
for
so she
Wildflowers, and she actually Glenn helped.
Yeah, I
my
remember
husband helped us set up a third camera.
Mhm.
We have me and Bonnie, then the guest sitting at the chair is another camera.
She did
And then
exercises.
a third one, she did exercises. And Bonnie and I just basically taunted her like a drill sergeant. And she took it great. We had a really good time. She was actually very sweet about it, considering
And
we were like, get down lower, Heather.
Right.
Like,
She had her own mat, and it was pretty cool. And then of course we had Joe DeVito we had him on both podcasts. We had him on Three's Company, and we had him on this one.
oh my God.
And then we had Jay Christopher,
Fat
Fat Jay, who we all love, Esther Forrester, who we've had on both, I believe.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think we had both on. I get a little mixed up. But
I know. That's why we have to keep. That's why I like to keep track of it, because we wouldn't remember all of this. And then
I
look
forget
back.
what I did yesterday.
We look back, and it really it makes you feel like you've accomplished something. Because I know it looks just like. I mean, it is. It's just about us having fun. And Bonnie and I always say we're going to stop doing it when we stop having fun.
Yes, and we don't care what anybody thinks.
Really? No. So we
Just-
really do. We say a lot of crazy shit that out of context is probably really does not look good.
Yeah, Robin wants to know, does Jay do stand-up? Robin, you know Jay. Of
No,
course.
she said, did he do stand-up?
Oh, on the show? No. The only one who ever did stand-up was Vinny.
Nancy's saying you have evolved. Yes, we definitely have evolved. We've gotten better at, like in the beginning, we would have 5 people and trying not to talk over one another. Not just me and you talking over one another. Not talking over Jim. Uncle Tony Landolfi, when he was the co-host after Jim on Three's Company radio show, he'd do this to Bonnie and I. He'd go,
Yeah, you go like, zip it,
it was like Austin Powers.
And I want to say hi to Richard Parisi, who's tuning in. Hi, Richard, and Michael Steven Spielberg, my boyfriend. And they're saying hi there, ladies. We're talking about our 60s episode. We're going through a lot of the guests that we've had, and we had Johnny McDonald,
Yes.
who I love.
Yes.
We had Les Deegan and Travis Grant. We had, I always pronounce his name, Chaim Chaim Orzel.
Oh, do we tell the story of Chaim?
Yes, tell the story.
Okay, so I'm a great wife. No. All right, so Chaim, we take a picture after the show. Actually, I will credit Dan Romano always took pictures. Actually, during the show, Dan Romano would take pictures.
He would do films during the show.
He would be filming. He would take pictures, but he always took a lot of pictures afterwards. Which that way, when you like look at your Instagram or your Facebook, you could see what guests you had on, and it really makes you remember. Not only is it driving content and is it good for your publicity or whatever, it makes you remember all the great stuff you did. So Bonnie and I made a point to always take pictures. We're like, we got to at least always get pictures, whatever.
Right. And Michael, our engineer, was the one that always used to take the pictures.
Yes, Mike Scudiero.
Yes,
we
love. Yes.
So Mike takes the picture of us with Chaim, and he's like, he's claiming that we send it out to everybody, and everybody looks at it on their phone to say, like before it goes to the internet, we like it.
Right.
And he's like, it's like really grainy, like it's like a really grainy picture, and I'm like, we're like, no, it looks fine on our phones. Like, what are you seeing? And like, we look on his phone, and it looked very, very grainy. And I go, I don't know, Chaim. It's just your phone. Like, it's just your phone. Like, look, like I'll show you on my phone that it's just your phone. So I opened the photo gallery, and did I scroll through 2 pictures, or was it already on the picture?
You scrolled to one, and
All
it was right there.
I opened the fucking photo gallery, basically, right? They're over my shoulder, and it's me. You can't see my face, but definitely my tit or titties, I believe. I think it was just one tit, right?
No, it was full frontal nudity in your face.
It was not my vagina.
No. Just your top.
Just my face when I was topless.
Right. Nice topless picture. And Chaim almost had a heart attack, and he goes, "This was worth everything." Like,
he's like, "I'm so glad I came. I'm so glad I came." I was like, "I swear to God,
he was
bro."
so happy. You made his night.
I was like, "I swear."
Your sister's laughing. She's like, "Hi, camera jockey. How are you?"
It was like literally like I got out of the shower for the show until it was done. Like, oh, here you go, picture, and then it's like,
his expression. I wish I had gotten that on camera. That was freaking amazing. You had him speechless and shocked.
I was like, "Hi, Mom, we'll kill you."
And in great pleasure, as all in one. And then we had Andy Plajanos, who is very, very funny.
Love Andy.
Yeah, everybody loves Andy. Joe Scolo, who was from the band Full House. Ashley Jacoby. Teresa Farrell. Tom Crescendo. And then we had we started doing shows with Tony Landolfi. And Tony Landolfi came in, and we had Tom Crescendo and Dom LaMarca.
Did we tell them the reason that Jim told us that he couldn't do the show?
You go ahead. Tell them.
So Jim's scapegoat for why he had to leave the show, by the way, which is complete, can't be real. He said the church got a hold of our show.
Oh, yeah, yeah, his church.
And they specifically said, if you want to get into heaven, you better not be part of that show. And so the Dan Romano episode and episode number, oh, wait a minute, where is it here? I'd seen it on here. Episode, oh, wait a minute. Where is it? It was the episode with Heather Height and Dave Harris right here, episode 16. They are a couple who create
I just
porn.
ran into him recently.
And Jim had that scrubbed from the internet. He had them, but he said it revived the other day. He was like, it was up. I was like, what? I was like, it was out of the archives. I was like, how is that even possible? Because they were taking our stuff off the Three's Company radio show was coming off of our former network because you said they were cleaning up space, right?
Right.
So I was like, I don't know, maybe they clicked.
Who knows?
On archive to make it a live link right now. I was like, how is that possible? I didn't believe them. But yeah, so apparently the church got a hold of the show and asked Jim to leave.
He had to leave for personal reasons.
But that's what he told us. So we just got to
We don't know if that's the truth or not. Jim, I don't know. You got a new excuse? I don't know. So Joseph P. Bovenzi, who's my Facebook friend, we were on his show And Joseph, that was that show that we did. Your national show. It's not on your Facebook page, so I don't really know exactly what we did, but we had fun doing that. Thank you for having us on. Cedric Hooks is saying, "What's pooping, ladies?"
We're popping.
We're celebrating our 60th episode of Wildflowers. Cool. What's popping? You're right. My eye. I got to get my eyesight fixed. I got to fix that. And then we had Mark White, who's the bass player from the Spin Doctors, on, and we had, what's his name? Phoning in Joe.
Oh, did John Santo?
Thank you.
Yeah,
John Santos kept calling in, pretending he was Trump and Bernie Sanders, and we had a debate. I don't know what the other guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, Jeff Schaefer.
Jeff
Schaefer
okay.
was the Democrat, and me and Mark were the Republicans.
And I was just the person.
You were the narrator, and Mark White was laughing his ass off at John Santos's impressions of Trump. Oh, that was one of my favorite episodes that we ever did.
Honestly, at one point, Jeff was like, "Can I say something, guys? Like, can I be part of the debate?" And I was like, typical fucking liberal. I'm like waiting to fucking talk. Like, get in there.
Oh, I remember you said that. You're like, get in there.
I'm not even on your side.
Well, Jim has a lot to say. He said, you're stretching the story. The kids were watching the show and parents were very upset.
I didn't want to say the show.
I didn't want to say the things that the kids were doing while watching the show. Because we were
laughing.
Yeah.
Finding things to Google because they're missing all the references.
Robin's like the 69th episode. That's a good sexual innuendo, Robin. I'm not sure. So Camera Jack is saying, "Be nice, Jim." And I remember that episode was about, like, you could make a porno movie about anything. Like we could make this scream button into a porno movie. Like, if I think that's erogenous, he's like, you could make your own movie about that.
Yeah, we started pressing the button with our butts and stuff.
So that was the episode that Jim got in trouble for, that one?
Well, that's what he wanted that one removed.
Okay. So I don't know if they actually removed it or not.
No, they did.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we had Jeff Bosey on, and we had Kristen Tinsley and Chris Cuff, and we had Emily Santosis, we had Mary Capone Dolan, we had Steve Rocco Perillo.
And Steve that time was like, we had said his name like 3 times, and then he showed up. He like wasn't scheduled to be on.
Oh yeah, he always
like
does
watching.
that.
We were like, "Oh,
right,
Steve," and then we were like, "Come down," and then he was like in the doorway. We were like, "Oh, okay."
So he ended up being a surprise guest. And then we had Richie Byrne. And then, of course, Heather Height and David M. Harris, who we were just talking about. That was the episode Mandy was just talking about.
Jim saying that episode got very high ratings.
Did it? I don't know. Lou Pratt says you can make a porno about the guy that leaves a radio show because of the church. Oh, my God, Lou, that's freaking hilarious. Jim said they moved the first episode also. They removed the first episode. Oh, because of the strippers? They didn't actually show any skin, those strippers.
Yeah, I know.
You can see more at the beach.
I've seen more on the Dan Romano show.
Yeah, exactly. And then we had John Battle and Pat Marone and Hugh Murray and Richard Schultes, Dana McAllister and Angela Gwen, Tracy Jane.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, she's really cool. Devin Bramble and Zach Zorvik, Peter Varek and Robert Soleil. Robert's watching right now from Street Fighter. We had Steve Roccoprola back again with Kevin Brogan, and I believe it was their birthday or something. And then we had Terry McNeely.
Jim is saying that titty shots was not good.
Titty shots?
You were not doing shots off their titties. I don't remember that.
No, not that I recall. They would. I mean, they were like rubbing on people and stuff, but they weren't really doing anything that I thought was that bad.
It was honestly not that bad.
It was not that bad, and
it was pretty tame.
Yeah, for radio it is. So then we had Billy Mira.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah. We had the Graz, because Graz had a show on there. Limo Talk.
Have yourself a Graz a day.
We had Jew Money and Michael Zimmerman. Duke Grodin and Nick Tardo, Rich Walker and Carrie Caravis. We had Darren Dillon.
My sister's saying shot, 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 shot,
Shots?
shot. No, because that's what Jim's saying. He was doing body
Oh.
shots, which I don't remember. I think he's trying to implant memories into our brain right now.
Yeah, and Michael's saying that could apply to a few people.
She's saying, don't forget the dummy. I think she's talking about Pee-wee. Michael. But yeah.
Pee-wee didn't appear till Wildflowers. Right now we're doing
Yeah,
our old one.
I wasn't. I'm crazy about Pee-wee, but I was never bringing him to the studio.
Yeah.
Until the studio
he hadn't
was in the
arrived.
house.
He hadn't arrived to the studio.
Although I would play with that other puppet, what's his name? Scrubs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mandy was obsessed with Scrubs.
So Scrubs is a green puppet that
It looks like a Muppet.
Yeah, he's like a green, dirty, off Muppet, like a B-side Muppet, and I just love the energy on him. And I would, every time I was like, oh, he's gonna sit on my lap, I'm like, and Tony was like, don't acknowledge the puppet. Like, no, nobody encourage her, because if anybody laughs at her, she's gonna be worse. And I would like have it like humping Tony's head, and he's just like literally like acting like it's not there.
No, the puppet was adorable, and
it was so much fun.
It was like a little
I
toy.
love puppets. But we found out that you do not like dolls.
I don't like porcelain dolls. Because
so what about like when your daughter?
I like your Barbie dolls.
What about like your
ones.
daughter growing up? Like when she would have dolls around, right?
She didn't have that many dolls.
More like teddy bears.
Yeah. Because I'm the one that supplied the toys.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. You're like, this is a little.
You don't need a doll, you know. So then we had Mike Keegan, and we had George Gallo. We had Christopher Brian Roach. We had. Did I say Justin McDonald already?
He might have been on twice.
He was on twice.
All right.
W.T. Ori. We had Ray Ruffino, the pretzel guy.
Oh my God!
Oh, he used to have these amazing pretzels. They were bigger than our head, and then he would bring like all kinds of other goodies and stuff.
Oh yeah, there was like chocolate covered stuff.
Oh yeah, he's located in the Tri-County
flea market.
Yes. That's across from Governor's. I highly suggest you go there. Then we had Joey Petroni on, who we've had on this show also. John LaRocchia, Stevie GB.
Jim Ray is sending me a movie.
Yeah. And then we had Will Romero and John Alvaro. And then we had Heather, your cousin.
Yes.
And Michelle Asta. And that's, I believe, all of the guests that we had. And then we had, that's when the world shut down.
Oh my God.
And the podcasts were closed.
And you know what? I remember my aunt had said to, because she saw pictures of us with Heather, and my aunt was like, you better not have been shaking people's hands and talking to people. And me and you are people that, continue.
We always do that.
We always touch each other. We always, you know what I mean? And my cousin called me. She got home back to Jersey, and my aunt was nervous, so kind of like scolded her a little bit. And I was like, no, like all my friends, like none of them are sick, like you're okay, like it's all right. I was like, from now on, like we're gonna be like safe about it, but like we're okay. But then it really was a really big deal.
Do you remember when we started the podcast here in your house? We had the gloves.
Oh my God.
We had masks.
Caution
and then
tape.
I was like putting the straw under the mask and drinking my wine, and we were not going to let anything stop us.
Oh no.
And we went we did a bunch of episodes by ourselves, and then the world started opening back up again, and that's when we started bringing guests. You moved it down here where there was more room.
Yes.
And we started bringing guests onto this show. And Mandy just made this for me tonight.
Yes, another TV guy.
It's like it's got all of the people.
So that's Three's
Wow.
Company, and then Wildflower starts.
And then the Wildflower starts here. So it's like we had. Should I go in order or?
You could pick out your favorites or order whatever you want to do.
Because then when we started our very first show back with a guest,
yes.
we had Tugboat Manny.
Oh.
Who was amazing.
And you know what we did? We showed us taking our flag.
Yeah.
Because Jim Raya had bought Well, first of all, we got to pay homage to camera jockey. Took a picture of Bonnie,
Yes.
Jim Rea,
Bruce
and
is
I.
the best. Bruce camera jockey.
Yeah, so we went over to Jim Rea's house. We got a couple of nice photos of the three of us together because we knew we were going to be promoting the show. Jim got it made into a banner, which used to hang on the outside of Governors on the chain link fence. And when they no longer wanted our show or no longer needed our show, Bonnie and I decided we were going to go take it back, obviously, to clean out our desk.
We were doing a broadcast here, and who was our guest when we decided to do it?
No, it was me, you, Glenn, and
Oh,
Michael.
right, on Calamity Jones.
On Calamity Jones, we did dating
That's
night.
right.
And
That's
it was
right.
the four
Of course,
us.
it was Mike. It was probably Michael's idea.
And as soon as the episode ended, we were like, "It's ours. Like it's not like we're stealing anything. It's our property."
Mm-hmm.
So on the very first episode with Tugboat Manny, we showed Bonnie and I taking our banner back, and Bonnie and I folded it like the American flag, like properly, and into a triangle, and went on our merry way. And we've been here ever since.
Yeah, and we were very happy.
And honestly, I still love the club. You still took a course at the club.
I was just there on Saturday. I did a show there. I did a bringer show, and I'm very happy to work with everybody. As long as you treat me nicely, I treat you nicely. I have nothing against anybody except unless you fuck me over. And but we're not going to go into the negative. We only are in the positive. And then we started Wildflowers with guests on here, and we both loved Tugboat, and we were like, that was Mandy's suggestion, the best suggestion. Because he was an amazing first guest after the...
he's so positive. He's like...
So positive. Hi, Greg DeFlippo. How are you?
And he was just like, can I take some pictures here? Like, he wanted to take pictures of, like, the behind the scenes. You see Bonnie and I sitting here, and it's like, oh, like the Last Supper. Like, you don't see all the people that were working for Jesus on the other side of the table. So we've got Dana saying, hey, and then Robin is saying Joey and the dummy, so not Pee-wee, Joey Petroni.
That was on this show.
Yes, so on Wildflowers, Joey has a
I love that dummy.
Dummy is
it's a little
Roger.
scary, but I loved him.
Roger is his name. Yeah, so I love him with his salt and pepper hair.
So then, after Tugboat, we had Kathy Arnold back. Then we had, let's see.
What was our first?
Oh, Eric Shevland.
And what was our thing with her? Oh,
Crazy Tales.
By the way,
she was amazing. She told some really crazy tales.
By the way, just speaking of Kathy Arnold, because I love her, and this is horrible and disgusting. She ate loaded tater tots and then went home with a guy, was giving him a blowjob.
Oh, she told that on the show.
She told this on the show. Got sick on him, ate it up, and then finished the job. And her gay buddy was like, oh yeah, that's like, and like had like a name for it. He was like, yeah, like a cat. Just like, and I was like,
God.
I
remember she told that, and she told other ones about a Play-Doh knife, which I will not get into, but I remember it vividly.
She told us the craziest story.
She had some
Please
amazing
go into the
stories.
archives and watch that fucking. If you're bored.
Oh yeah, you know what we should do is like sometimes play back old ones. Johnny Lambros, hi, he's tuning in. How are you? Joan Krupe Asher, how are you? She said, and you kids are 110% better for the move. Thank you so much, Joan. And then, so we love Kathy, and Eric Shevland, I love. We had him on. And then
Greg, Eric, we had a big announcement and then never made the big announcement.
We had an announcement, but we forgot what it was.
And we forgot to make the big announcement.
But we actually do have a real announcement that we're going to say at the end of the show.
Oh, and should we do the ad real quick?
We're going to do, I just saw Key on Monday. He's looking great, and so is his beautiful wife, Teresa. Keys love jewelry and Keys cutlery. Keys love jewelry, stainless steel jewelry, and all nickel and tarnish free. Keys cutlery, knives, swords, and self-defense equipment. Excellent quality for reasonable prices. Shop online, keyslovesjewelry.com, keyscutlery.com. Their new location, Retro Relics, 2860 Middle Country Road, Lake Grove, New York, 11755. Or you can contact him at 631-379-1025. 1781. And we love Key and support small businesses now more than ever.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Yes. So we're if you're just tuning in, we're talking about, this is our 60th episode of the Wildflowers, and we're talking about all the different people we've had on the show. And we had Michelle Asta was starting her podcast, so we had her on with Natalie Vargas, and then there was a change of plans, and she ended up going with a different person. And then we had Michelle Fox, and we were in our baby doll pajamas, which I loved that episode. She came over and she bought those big giant lollipops, and
I forgot we had the lollipops.
phallic ones. Oh, and she had a boa.
Yeah. No, she's so much fun. She's
Michelle
like,
Fox is the best. She's
like,
so,
I don't know.
she has such a aura of happiness about her.
Yeah.
She's so positive.
like a little bubble.
Hi, Larry Lane. How are you? So we had Michelle Fox on, and we were doing what was the name of that episode?
Well, we were talking about, we did TV classics, so we were talking about like Gilligan's Island.
Our favorite
like,
TV shows.
I Do with Jeannie.
Yeah.
And like all the great,
And then
TV
we had
shows.
Will Romero talking about fears. And we had
Lou Pratt says, I just got done laughing about Kathy baby birding a dick. I'm still laughing about it, dude.
No, that's a classic.
That I didn't even use that in the roast battle, and that's definitely quality.
Yes.
Fucking.
And then we had Mary Capone Dolan back on. And
I love Mary.
We love Mary. And then we had Steve Rocco Perillo talking about Halloween stories. Then we had Captain Splash. And then we had Billy Mira back. We had Emily Santosis back. And then we had Sarah Martin. You know what's really weird? I don't remember having Sarah Martin on. I have like memory issues.
Well, I do have a picture of us because it was funny because we were all in little black dresses.
Oh, yeah?
It was when...
I love Sarah Martin.
Yeah, no, she's great. It was when I had roommates and the dogs, and it was crazy here. So we might have scooted out, right, taken a picture and then been like, get me the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't have a block about that one. So then we had Billy Mira back. I said that already, I think. We had Richard Schultes back. Then we had Tim Thompson.
Oh, and that
talking about Christmas movies, which I think is hilarious.
And that was really funny because Tim drinks whiskey, and I had like the biggest bottle of whiskey at my house. But like there was probably only like not even a glass left, like not even a rocks glass left. So he's like, I don't need a glass. Like, so he was just drinking out of this giant bottle that looked like he was like finishing it, like, but he was just using it as a prop the entire time. And we had the tree set up in the back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I have to get a menorah.
And then I have an extra menorah. And then after Tim, we had Taz the residential artist, I guess No, did she come in person, or did we have her on the?
No, she Skyped with us.
And Taz has disappeared.
Yeah,
like, what's going on? I said to Andrea, what happened to Taz?
I know. I touched base with their mom and just to make sure she was okay, and she said, "I'll extend, my love."
Yeah, because she was like everywhere, and now she's like very quiet.
I know she had said to me at one point that she didn't.
Because we all love Taz.
I know, but she had said to me at one point, like it's like it's very to use your phone a lot. It's very consuming. You know what I mean?
Oh, so
it's like draining. So I think I thought she might have been taking a break from it, which would be great. You know what I mean? Because I find I'm the same way. You know what I mean? You put something up and then you're checking it.
Yeah.
Or
it's addicting. 100%.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
The phone is definitely addicting. Then we had Rich Walker, and then we had
Rich Walker. He talks like this.
Yeah,
very
Rich Walker
nice.
is very
He's
sweet.
So nice.
We had your cousin back, Heather Brzezinski again.
Yes.
And then we had Jim Ray was supposed to be. Did he actually show up? He was never.
Yeah, remember? And his girlfriend, not his nice girlfriend now, the girl he was dating was saying stuff, and I was like taunting her. Like,
oh my God, my memory is so shot. Holy crap.
We also drink a lot.
Yeah, well, I do.
Well, I was still drinking a lot on all those episodes.
And then we had
I might have not have been drinking some of them, but then when Jim brought champagne, I definitely drank.
Oh yeah. Jim bring. Oh, remember Jim brought us chocolates. Okay, now I remember.
Oh, yes,
because of the chocolates. Jim always
they
treated
said
us so nice.
They were like big. Remember
Yeah,
they said BU, the hearts?
BU, yes.
BU
And then we
show.
had John Ziegler on, and we were talking about spending habits, which was hilarious if you know who John Ziegler is. And then we had Michelle Astor and Natalie Vargas back. And then we had Danielle Lieberman and John Santo. Did we have them at the same time?
He was calling.
Oh, right. He called in. And then we had Kathy Arnold back again. And we had Pat Marone. We had Joe Curry. We had Joe DeVito back again. We had Allie and Larry Arts, who are Jim's friends who run a salon. Then we had Peter Wolfinger, who is hilarious. He is quite a character.
And he was like getting taunted. He had like
followers. Oh, yeah. He had somebody like harassing him at that time. A stalker.
And Bonnie and I just were like, are you fucking serious? Do you have nothing better to do? We're like, this shit is free. We're like, get the fuck out of here.
Right. He had somebody who was actually trolling him on the show.
He was like, wow, this is great. He's like, I don't even have to like defend myself.
Yeah.
Like you guys
right.
are.
We were defending him.
Not here. Not up in here.
Then we had Kristen Tinsley talking about ghosts, which is like a foreshadowing of what she does now, right? All the stuff that she does now. So Greg DeFilippo says, have you ever had a person named Phony Talker on? No. Who is Phony Talker?
Is that you, Greg? Is that your alias?
I don't know who Phony Talker is. That's the first I've ever heard of it. Then we had Valentina and Greg, and that's when we hit a new plateau because they asked us to do a once a month show at G's Club. So I'll let you talk about that and all the headliners we've had and the people that we've had hosting that.
I actually have the list upstairs. I wrote it today. So we started in June. We got this. So
look who's watching.
Oh, Glenn. Hello, baby. So we were talking about G's Club. So that's one Monday free comedy show a month. So we started it. He gave us the deal in May, and we started in June. We had Terry McNeely headline.
Right, he was our very first.
And
we both felt we owed him.
Yes,
because how many shows has he put us on?
Numberless, countless shows. So we had Terry, and then to mix it up, we wanted to have a female. Mm-hmm. So we had Peaches Rodriguez, who's like the opposite of Terry McNeely, if you know their comedy at all. And then we had Chris Monty.
Yes.
Then we had Joe DeVito.
Yes.
And we had
Teddy Smith.
Then Camille Roberts. And now we're coming up on Evan Weiss is going to be headlining.
And I love Evan Weiss.
Evan Weiss, honestly.
He is, even though he reamed me, he was, I guess we didn't get to him yet, but he was a guest on this show. And right?
Yeah.
Again, innocently enough, I didn't have time to ask him how to introduce himself. And I figured, I know him.
Right.
I've known him all this, like over 2.5 years. So I just said, he produces shows and, he's, and then he just went crazy on me because I introduced him as producer first and not comedian first.
Right.
Because we produce shows and, Will and I are going to be producing shows at Coasters. And I don't think that's a bad thing if you produce shows.
Right.
Like, why is that? Is that like an insult? But to Evan, I guess it hit him the wrong way and he could not let it go. He was like a dog with a bone, reaming me for 20 minutes. So Mandy finally said, enough. Because I was apologizing. I'm like, what do you want me to do? You want me to kiss your feet? But, obviously we made up. Hey, Bobby, how are you? Yes, this is our 60th episode, Bobby. So we are talking about all of the different people we've had on the show, past and present.
Yes, reminiscing. It was,
now we're talking about G's Club.
And I literally said, Evan, if you did not make a big deal about this, no one would have known. Mm-hmm. It would have just been okay, that was a little, that upset me. And then after the show, but had he continued. But
he wouldn't let it go.
He would not let it
go.
So
he's our headliner.
He's our headliner. we made up with,
Right.
So that's G's Club. That's on Monday, December 6th, the first Monday of December. It's a free show. G's in West Hempstead. It's 157.
It's a beautiful club.
Hempstead Avenue in West Hempstead. It's great. And if you're a comic, there is a free spot, a 5-minute free spot the night of the show. So you come down, you put your name in a hat, and you can get a chance to perform that night. And then also we keep your name for future shows since it's once a month. So that's how we've been picking the comics.
Yes.
We've been they come out and show support, and then they get on the next show, or maybe sometimes it's not the next show, but it's the following, because a couple of months that actually happened where we had so many comics come show support that they actually had to wait till not the next one, but the following. So it's cool. It's growing, and just come down.
Yes, it's free. It's fun. It's on a Monday. What else you got to do on a Monday?
And there's food there. It's not just a bar. There is food because I don't drink. So I eat the dumplings.
And Bobby Inzarello from Limo Talk is saying 60, way to go. And we were saying we did 62 shows on our old network. So 60 plus 62 is, you do the math. That's how many shows we've done together. And then we did have Lou Pratz on talking about autism awareness, because all of us, Lou, Mandy, and I all have people in our families that have autism. So we love Lou, and we talked about that. Then we had Esther Forrester back again. Then we had Teresa and Keith Fitz, who are our sponsors.
Yes.
Talking about their business, and they showed all their cool equipment. And then we had Taz Draws Bonnie and Mandy live. I don't remember that. Oh my God, my brain is like.
So wait, so maybe we did have her. Oh, wait. No.
I think she was on
the one time. You don't remember, because the one time around Christmas, around the Tim Thompson episode, it was snowing on a Wednesday, and you were like,
make it.
Yeah, you were like, it's a freaking blizzard, and I was like, I get it, no problem. And I was like, I'm gonna ask Taz to Skype, and you were like, do it, that's great.
Skype. That's it.
So her and
Yes.
I Skyped once, and then you and I sat there. I remember she drew the squirrel on you.
Yes. I kind of remember.
Yes. So we talked her ear off, and she actually drew a caricature of us.
Yeah, and she did so many beautiful drawings for us. She's amazing.
We love Taz.
And then after that, we had Peaches Rodriguez.
Jim saying you skipped my return show. No, we didn't. We were just talking
I
about.
said that, Jim.
I was just saying how I got drunk.
but he did say in previous comments that his girlfriend went nuts. His ex-girlfriend went nuts.
She told me I needed a spray tan, and I was like, "That's the most Long Island diss I've ever heard in my entire life."
Yeah, and then Michael says, "I had Chaz draw your tits more true to life." Oh yeah, Michael goes, draw them bigger. I think, I don't remember, but thank you. Joseph is saying congratulations. Greg DeFlippo said, "Do you remember your first show with Jim?" The very first show? Yeah, we were nervous because we didn't know what the hell we were doing.
Well, that's specifically how I became the middle seat, because Bonnie was like, if I tap you, I want you to tap him. Like,
okay, yeah, let's get into this.
There's any funny business.
Because I got the show, and then I asked Jim and John Alvaro to do the show with me because we ran an open mic in Coasters. John Alvaro couldn't do it because he has, a family,
baby, a newborn.
Yeah, he had like 2 kids, and he couldn't do it. So Jim said, "What do you think of Mandy?" And I had met Mandy at One Eye Jack's, and I love Mandy. I said, "Definitely, I love her." And then the 3 of us we decided to do the show together. But Jim, I love Jim, but Jim is a boss, and the first show was not the direction that I wanted the show to go, where he had these strippers on. And it's not that I'm a prude, but he wanted like a Howard Stern kind of thing.
Right.
Like we're shocking. And I wanted I didn't want Jim in the middle, because if I needed Mandy, I wanted to be able to like say something to Mandy because I would be near her. But if we were separated, that's why I sat next to Mandy, and Jim was pissed about it.
Yeah,
so,
he thought,
what does Greg say?
As the male, he wanted to be in the middle. That's why I became a fan of the show, because you were the very first show on your first frame on Facebook Live was Jim snorting cocoa up a hooker's ass.
Was he doing that? I don't remember do that?
He had like
Holy
freaking.
crap!
He had like powder, like fake powder with something.
Oh, he
And
was
I'm like,
pretending.
Yeah, obviously. And I was like,
who knows? You know, today, who knows?
And I was like, Jim, like, it's not even funny because people have like actual fucking cocaine addiction. But he was like, oh yeah.
No, I love Jim's humor. It's just that he was taken over. You know, it's like we're supposed to be a collaboration.
The ratings,
and then Jim, I love you, but you actually said this to me. You're like, if I can't do the show the way I want, then I'm not going to be on the show. And I'm like, we're a partnership. Like, it can't be just the way you want. It's
Right.
all three of us. We have to all decide together. You know, it's very hard to work with other people because, you know, everybody has their idea of what they want to do. But I was the one that got the show, and I asked you to be on it. So, like, give me some, you know, it's not like.
Give me a break.
Right. You can't take over. You have to, it's a collaboration. So Greg is saying it was a classic, and Joseph's saying, I love you guys. We love you too, Joseph. So then after that, we had Terry McNeely and Tony Landolfi.
Oh, and
that was one of my favorite episodes because they're both hilarious together.
Yeah, they're like
they're best friends, and
couple.
so it shows. And then we had Chris Monty, who we love Chris Monty, and he was one of our headliners on G's Club.
Yes.
So was Terry McNeely. And then we had Christopher Brian Roach here. He was in the other, and then he came back here. And then we had, who is this? Oh, Matthew Solomon, who is an up-and-coming rap star, and I love Matthew. Then we had Peter Bales. Then we had Carrie Caravis. Then we had John Piazza. And John Piazza is going to be, he's going to be my DJ at my 60th birthday party. I'm not going to say the date or where it is because I haven't sent out any invitations yet, but he's going to be my DJ. He came here. He was a guest on our show. Then tell them about because I was in the class with Peter Bales and Peaches. They asked us to help with the fundraiser for
Oh no, don't make me forget his name.
What is his name? Bob Nelson.
Bob Nelson.
Bob
yes.
Nelson was at Governor's Comedy Club, and they were raising funds for him. And Peaches and Peter asked Mandy and I to do to
raffle off like gift baskets.
Right, to make the gift baskets.
Yeah, to get baskets together to raffle off to raise money. They were already doing like a 50-50,
right, and
all the proceeds were already going to Bob. But they were like, oh, you could do the basket committee, right? And Bonnie and I were like,
we never did anything like that.
We
had no idea what we were doing.
We're like, what? How do we do that? Bonnie's like, I think I'll ask Michelle. We'll get like an idea of what to do.
Yeah, Michelle Fox helped us.
Michelle Fox was like, oh, you do like a sports ticket basket, and then you do like a wine movie night basket, and then you do like and we're like, okay, so like our gears started turning. And that was awesome because then people, not only did Bonnie and I put stuff together.
Yeah, I took a lot of my teacher gifts.
Oh yeah,
that I got like
good stuff,
perfectly brand new stuff. Like oh, everybody went crazy for this Russian tea set that I had. Like they were like stuffing the tickets in there. So Bobby was saying. John Piazza is a great guy. Yes, he is. And Bob Nelson is a comedy legend. Yes, and we got to meet him. And Mandy handed over the cash to him in person. That was an amazing moment. One of the best things that I've ever done in comedy, to know that I helped somebody.
Yeah.
His eyes welled with tears, and he was just so touched.
Yeah, no, that was so cool. Honestly, because like I said, Bonnie and I put baskets together, but then people were like donated baskets that were like that shoulder monkey, which is like expensive ass. I guess I don't know if it's bourbon or if it's whiskey, but like a gift basket of that, which is like easily, it had to be a fucking $150 thing.
Oh, definitely.
And like people, the one kid's like, give me $100 worth of tickets. We're like, really? He's like, it's my uncle. So it's like, sometimes it's the only way to give your family charity is to literally go to the fucking charity event because they won't accept it any other way.
That's right. That's right.
But that was really cool that we got to be a part of that because, like, I would never have, like, volunteered for that necessarily. Not because I'm a bad person, just because I didn't know. But the fact that it all came together was very nice.
And I loved how, again, Mandy's skills at being organized, because I knew about the baskets because I'd been with my sons. I've been to those kind of things, and I knew kind of what to do with the baskets. But to organize it and put them, in have a thing where people put their ticket in. You had like a board, like a piece of paper where every basket had a thing, and it was so organized.
Yeah.
And then we got it, and then we worked like a team. Like you did the tickets, I did the money, and like we just like
Oh, yeah.
we were just like a well-oiled machine.
No, it really
and,
was.
And these people were coming like gangbusters, and then you kept the money like nice and in one spot, and like I'd be all over the place. So the two of us together work really well.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of
Jim
fun.
goes, Bob was before Mandy's time. I honestly didn't know who Bob was, but I went and I looked at videos because I wanted to know. David Lang just, oh hey, Key Fitz, we were just talking about you. How are you? David Lang said he's talking to Joan. Anyway, so we're up to the next person we had on after that was John Santo. And John Santo was talking about that chair, which we loved. He was like, yeah, we're good. I'm sitting in the chair. I love John Santo because I love his impressions, and I think he's really cool. And, it was great to have him on the show.
Yeah, the plaid chair. I mean, you guys are missing it tonight, right? With no guests, just Bonnie and I back to quarantine style.
And then Joey Petroni came on that time. Robin, that's when he brought the puppet. Roger. And then we had Jackie the Jokeman Martling, who we actually met at the fundraiser. We had met him at the Christmas party at Governor's. And he had said he would do our show right before the pandemic.
Right.
Then the pandemic hit, and that fell apart because he didn't want to, be around people. And then he saw us again at the fundraiser, and
yeah, he's like, "I'm going to do your podcast."
Yeah,
and then
he was very excited to do the podcast when he saw us at the party.
And then he came here, and he was like, "This is a fucking podcast." We're like, "Sorry, Jackie." No, we had a great time.
But we did have Jackie the Jokeman Martling.
Fun.
And then we had Graz and Bobby on. And then we had
yourself a Graz a day.
Yes, and then we had Paul Bond. And then we had Jay Christopher, Danielle Miller talking about her collections. And then we had Will Romero. And then James Raniolo, Janine Ganafo, who I just talked about, Devin Giannivi, and Dana McAllister. Then we had Danny Miller back for the Halloween special because what happened was Facebook went down.
Yep.
And we had to go on YouTube, so she didn't get the Facebook experience.
Yep.
So we brought her back. And then we had Peter Varek and Bob Soleil. Did I fuck this up again? Oh my God, Bob is going to kill me. And now we're up to our 60th episode. So do you want to make the announcement of, I don't know how much time is left.
It's literally 8:29. That was perfect timing.
So Mandy is going to make an announcement that we all want you to hear. We've thought about this very carefully. We agree about it, and we think it's the best thing. And I'm going to let Mandy say it.
All right. So in order, because Bonnie and I, like we said, this show started many moons back with more people.
3 years ago.
Yeah, many moons back with more people. And then it went down to just Bonnie and I during quarantine. And there was less going on. There was less of our stand-up careers that we were managing during quarantine because we didn't have to write so much because there wasn't. Bonnie runs an open mic. What's that? Once a week you have that open mic.
Once a week.
Yeah. So, and she's got kids and I work. So we've decided to keep the Wildflowers, but instead of once a week, we're going to do it once a month. So I'm not sure which Wednesday a month do you want to do yet, right? We'll let them know.
Yeah, we'll
look at we're going to look at which Wednesday a month.
Because we want to give you the best of ourselves.
Right.
And we're being pulled in a lot of different directions. Like Mandy said, personal things. We wanted comedy things. And we couldn't even be guests on other people's show. It was so stressful to get a guest every week. So we have decided once a month and make it really special and keep G's Club and do it once a month. And we love you guys, and we thank you for all of your support. And please share the show.
Yes.
Can everybody share the show right now? And as soon as we know what Wednesday we're going to do it, we'll let you know.
And Robin's saying don't end this. And we don't want to end this. And that's why we were saying we have to just decrease the frequency, because we are going to run out of gas with, like Bonnie said, the amount of guests and the amount of other things. It's like they had said to me once when I managed the rugby team in college, I wanted to try out for the women's team. And they looked at me and they said, you're going to either be a shitty manager or you're going to be a
you
shitty
get pulled in too many
rugby
directions.
player. They looked at me. They said, you're not going to be good at both. They
It's
said,
less is more.
right, exactly.
Less is more. I'd rather do one show well than one show a week where we're frazzling to get people.
Right. A filler or using people, because then it's like, oh, we'll have one friend, we'll have them on twice. And then there's a friend that we've forgotten about just because they're out of sight, out of mind. And they think that it's a personal attack.
Yeah, it's not.
And it's really not. So Bonnie and I, like we said, we're just going to decrease it to, we did 2 shows this month because we didn't do a show last week. And then December, we'll let you know when that one show is going to be. And then next year, you'll get a subscription of 12 episodes. And then you'll be able to see us always at G's Club once a month, one Monday a month. Bonnie's always at Coasters. And, like, we're performing all over the place, all the time. Like, we have so much going on that we are not going anywhere.
We love you. We love you. We're not leaving.
We're not leaving.
Mandy and I have to take care of ourselves.
Right.
And our personal well-being.
Exactly.
Because we if we're not like calm, and we like Mandy said, we want to do this show because we love to do the show, and we want to have fun doing it. And every week is getting a little too stressful for us with everything that's going on. And you know what? Everybody has a podcast now. Right. So you know what? Our podcast is going to be special because it's not going to be every week. It's going to be once a month.
Zinger.
So everybody, please share the show. Thank you for helping us celebrate our 60th episode, and we will see you next month.
Yeah. So once a month, we'll keep you guys posted. It's going to be the same awesome show. It's going to be just a little more special because we're not going to have seen each other necessarily every week.
Exactly.
And I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to go into 2022, guys. This is going to be our year, 2022. Let's fucking hear it.
Absolutely. And well, I don't know if you want to address what Robin's saying. So
what about the Calamity Jones Hour? Maybe because I'm thinking I'm going to probably do a little more of the Calamity Jones Hour, only because once a week with Bonnie
was too much.
Was a lot to keep all the equipment and guests and stuff. So I might be doing more of those. But I'll keep you guys posted with flyers. Everyone will know what's going on. I see some mad faces. Sorry, guys. It's like this is like a marriage. If Bonnie and I don't have our nice separate little hobbies and our nice separate sides of the house, we might kill each other.
Let me just say you that. No. Like right now, I got this package. It was a box, and it said Mary Scalisi, and I brought it in, and I said, there is no Mary Scalisi at my house. And I thought, maybe it's a mistake. I didn't order anything.
Yeah.
And then my daughter came home and she said, remember when we went to the vet, they put your name down as Mary by mistake. So when I get home, I have a package to open. It's my cat's remains I guess they mail it to you now.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, there's a lot of personal stuff going on that,
I know. Rest in paradise, Bella. Yeah, Bonnie's cat. It's not easy to lose a pet, guys. It's a member of the family. Mm. And it's funny that you put it in my mom's name.
Oh, your mom's name? Right, Mary. No, I didn't.
No,
they called me Mary.
Well, Mother Mary from God is bringing Bella to you.
And they gave me the $2,000 bill. And the name Mary was on the bill. And I go, my name is not Mary. And they're like, oh, do you want me to change it? And I go, well, does it affect the bill? And they go, no. And I go, then just leave it. But it was so traumatic that
you should just not pay it.
Oh,
no, Mary.
It was on my credit card.
Oh,
they took it already.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Mary Scalisi.
But what I'm saying is, we have a lot of personal things.
Right. And like I said, we want to be good comedians. Bonnie's a mom. I'm a wife. Yes. Bonnie's a girlfriend. we're friends to people. Like, honestly, I'm
Yeah.
trying to like, make a commitment with like one of my cousins. It's like, how are you in like 4 Thursdays from now? You know what I mean? It's like our schedules fill up quickly, and yeah, we're just gonna we're gonna keep this thing going instead of what do they say? It's better to burn out than to fade away. So we're gonna keep this thing going. Yeah, and we'll keep you guys posted about which Wednesdays and what to expect. Mother-in-law's name was Mary Jo, Mary for short, says Johnny Lambros. Yeah, I think that's because you drive like a Mary, Bonnie.
I do. I'm a terrible driver.
I drive just like a granny. I don't know I guess a Mary's like a pansy.
But everybody share the show, and thank you for tuning in, and we'll let you know. We'll discuss who our next guest will be.
Yes.
And it will be more special because it'll be once a month.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
We love you.
Bye. Love you. Bye.